Genesis chapter 11, Beresheet, Perek, Yud Aleph, Genesis chapter 11. Vayhi chol haaretz safa echat udvarim achadim. Now the entire earth was of one language and uniform words. Vayhi binasam mikedem vayimseu bik'ah be'eretz shinar vayishvu sham. And it came to pass, when they traveled from the east, that they found a valley in the land of Shinar and settled there. Vayomru ish el reyehu Hava nilbena levenim v'nisrefa lesrefa vatihi lahem halvena le'avin v'achemar ya lahem lachomer. And they said to one another, Come, let us make bricks and fire them thoroughly. So the bricks were to them for stones, and the clay was to them for mortar. Vayomru hava nivne lanu ir migdal v'rosho v'shamayim v'na'aseh lanu shen pen nafutz al penei kol ha'aretz. And they said, Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower, with its top in the heavens, and let us make ourselves a name, lest we be scattered upon the face of the entire earth. Vayered Adonai lirot et ha'ir ve'et hamigdal asher banu b'nei ha'adam. And the Lord descended to see the city and the tower that the sons of men had built. Now, the obvious question here would be, is why does the Lord have to descend to see the city? If the Lord is everywhere at all times, there's no place that God is not. God is in heaven and on earth and in everything and sees everything at all times. Doesn't need to descend somewhere in order to see something. But the verse here says that the Lord descended to see. So the question is, what's being implied? What is the implication of the Lord descending in order to see? I'll leave that as an open question. I don't have the answer exactly. Maybe speculations. Vayomer Adonai hen am echad v'safa achat lechulam v'zeh hachilam la'asot ve'ata lo yivotzer behem kol asher yizamu la'asot. And the Lord said, Lo, they are one people, and they all have one language, and this is what they have commenced to do. Now, will it not be withheld from them? Now will it not be withheld from them all that they had planned to do? Hava nerda v'navla sham sifatam asher lo yishmeru ish sifat reyehu. Come, let us descend, speaking in plural language. I wonder what Rashi says. Let's see. Hava nerda. He took counsel with his tribunal due to his extraordinary humility. Hava nerda v'navla sham. Come, let us descend and confuse their language, so that one will not understand the language of his companion. Rashi says he's speaking to the angels, or his tribunal. I don't understand why he only does that here, though. I mean, why only here? There's only a few times that he does that. It's a nice explanation if God would always do that, but God only does that maybe twice in all of Scripture. They're both in Genesis. One is when he said, "Let us make man in our image," which begs the question of, are angels in the image of God? That he should say our image? But anyway, let's continue. ויפץ אדוני אותם משם על פני כל הארץ ויחדלו לבנות העיר. And the Lord scattered them from there upon the face of the entire earth, and they ceased building the city. Al Kain Kara Shema. It says that God scattered them from there, but if they had a confused language, why did he have to scatter them? If they were already confused, they couldn't understand each other, would they take care of it themselves? Another question. Okay. Al Kain Kara Shema Bavel, Ki Sham Balal, Adonai Sifat Kol Haaretz, Umisham Mefitzam Adonai Al Pnei Kol Haaretz. Therefore he named it Babel, for there the Lord confused the language of the entire earth. Even in modern days, if you say Babel, it's like it's a bunch of babble, psychobabble. Babble means like just senseless talk. Probably came from here. The Lord confused the language of the entire earth, and from there the Lord scattered them upon the face of the entire earth. Ele tolot Shem ben Me'at Shana, vayoled et Arpachshad shnatayim achar Mabul. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old, and he begot Arpachshad 2 years after the flood. Vechi Shem acharei holido et Arpachshad 500 shana, vayoled banim uvanot. And Shem lived after he had begotten Arpachshad 500 years, and he begot sons and daughters. Arpachshad chai 5 shana, vayoled et Shalach. And Arpachshad lived 35 years, and he begot Shalach. Vayechi Arpachshad acharei holido et Shalach 3 shanim ו400 shana, vayoled banim uvanot. And Arpachshad lived after he had begotten Shalach 403 years. He begot sons and daughters. We got sons and daughters. Okay. V'shalach achai 30 shana v'yoled et Ever. And Shelach lived 30 years, and he begot Ever. Vayechi Shelach achrei holido et Ever 3 shanim ו400 shana, v'yoled banim ubanot. And Shelach lived after he begot Ever 403 years. He begot sons and daughters. Okay. Vayechi Ever 34 shana, v'yoled et Peleg. And Eber lived 34 years, and he begot Peleg. Okay. Vayechi Eber achar holido et Peleg 30 shana ו400 shana, v'yoled banim ubanot. And Eber lived after he begot Peleg 430 years. So you have 403 and 430. It's kind of interesting. ו400 shana v'yoled banim ubanot. Eber lived after he begot Peleg 430 years, and he begot sons and daughters. Vayechi Peleg 30 shana v'yoled et Reu. And Peleg lived 30 years, and he begot Reu. Vayechi Peleg acharei holido et Reu 9 shanim ו200 shana, v'yoled banim ubanot. And Peleg lived after he had begotten Reu 209 years, and he begot sons and daughters. Vayechi Reu 32 shana v'yoled et Serug. And Reu lived 32 years, and he begot Serug. Vayechi Reu acharei holido et Serug 7 shanim ו200 shana, v'yolido banim ubanot. And Reu lived after he had begotten Serug 207 years. 1 second. Right, so Peleg lived 209 years. So 209 plus 30 is 239 altogether. Doesn't say that, but okay. And Reu lived 32. So 32 and 207 is 230. 32. It's also 239. They both lived to 239. Heleg and Reu both lived to 239. Interesting. Just one was 209 plus 30, and one was 207 plus 32. Both lived to 239. What's the shot? Reminding me of a joke, but I wouldn't say it here. And Reu lived, after he begot Rug, 207 years, he begot sons and daughters. But he's Rug, Shloshim Shana v'yoledet Nachor. And Srug lived 30 years, and he got Nachor. Srug, 30 years. Okay. But he's Rug, Acharei Yoledet Nachor, the time Shana, v'yoledet Banim, they're very close these years. So he lived to be 230. Srug lived after he had begotten Nachor 200 years and begot sons and daughters. V'chi Nachor tesha v'esrim shana yoledet Terach. And Nachor lived 29 years and he begot Terach. It says Terach, but it's Terach, same person. V'hi Nachor yoledet Terach tesha shana u'me'at shana v'yoledet banim. And Nachor lived after he had begotten Terach 119 years. He begot sons and daughters. Vayechi Terach 70 shana v'yoledet Avram et Nachor et Haran. Terach lived 70 years. He begot Abram, Nachor, and Haran. Ve'ele toldo Terach holidet Avram. Terach lived 70 years. We got Abram, Nachor, and Haran. Okay. Ve'ele toldo Terach holidet Avram et Nachor et Haran. Ve'Haran holidet Lot. And these are the generations of Terach. Terach begot Abram, Nachor, and Haran. And Haran begot Lot. Terach begot Abraham, Nachor, and Haran. Haran was the father of Lot. Okay. V'yamat Haran al pnei Terach Aviv be'eretz moladeto be'ur Kasdim. And Haran died during the lifetime of Terach, his father, in the land of his birth in Ur of the Chaldees. Vayikach Avram v'Nachor lahem nashim, Shem Eshet Avram Sarai, v'Shem Eshet Nachor Milka, Bat Haran. Avi Milka, Avi Iska. And Abraham and Nachor took themselves wives, and Abraham's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nachor's wife was Milka, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milka, and the father of Yiska. The original Jessica. Yiska. Okay. But he Sarai Akara Ela Vlad. And Sarah was barren, she had no child. I wonder why it says Vlad instead of Banim or Ela Banim. Usually it says that. Why say Vlad? Vlad is Gematria 40. Okay. Vayikach Terach et Avram beno, v'et Lot ben Haran ben beno, v'et Sarai karato, eshet Avram beno, v'ayetzu itam me'ur Kasdim, v'lechet aretza Canaan, v'yevo ad Haran, v'yeshu sham. And Terach took Abraham his son, and Lot, the son of Haran, his grandson, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, the wife of Abraham, his son. And they went forth Sarah, Abraham's wife. I mean, at one point, Abraham said that she's my sister. So I'm trying to see how that plays out here. I don't see. And Terach took Abraham, his son, and Lot, the son of Haran, his grandson, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, the wife of Abraham, his son, and they went forth with them from Ur the Chaldees to the land of Canaan, and they came as far as Haran and settled there. Okay? ויהיו ימי תרח 5 שנים ו200 שנה וימות תרח בחרן. And the days of Terach were 205 years, and Terach died in Haran.